Stu Cowan and Pat Hickey here at the Bell Center following the Canadiens' 4-2 win over the New York Islanders on a rare Sunday night game at the Bell Center. Pat, that's the good news. The bad news, obviously, the Canadiens have lost Brendan Gallagher indefinitely with 2 fractured fingers on his left hand after blocking a shot. That's a big loss for this team.
It is. He'll have surgery Sunday.
Monday morning, yeah.
And so he'll be out indefinitely. So we don't know, we don't know how they're going to fill that hole. He's playing on the first line, and it's going to be tough to fill it.
Yeah, well, Sven Andrighetto was called up from the St. John's Ice Caps on the weekend. He played on the line with Lars Ellers and Alex Galchenyuk, and he actually looked pretty good. Coach Michel Therrien said after the game was the best that line had looked all year, and he thought it was just the speed that he brought to that line.
Yeah, he said, he wondered out loud whether it was a coincidence, but he was very happy with the way Andrighetto played. He said that he wasn't afraid to put that line out there against some top lines on the Islanders. And they came through with the winning goal on a power play. Andrighetto wasn't on the ice, but Galchenyuk delivered, the goal, and it's a big confidence boost for him. It's only his 3rd goal, but he does have 13 points. It's not like he's having a bad season, but he definitely, it looked like he was going out for a goal tonight. He thought he should have had one in the 2nd period. He had 3 shots on goal. He had 1 block, but he had 6 other shots that missed the target.
Yeah, well, people talk about the the depth the Canadiens have up front with the 4 lines that can roll offensively and defensively. I mean, they're doing both things. And on defense, the Canadiens have the most offensive defensemen in the league. They have more points from their defense than anybody else. And that new pairing with Jeff Petrie and Nathan Beaulieu, I think, has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, that's a line I think that's going to, defensive pairing is going to be very good. It'll be interesting to see what happens when Alexei Yemlin is ready to come back. But I have a feeling that right now they'll keep those 2 together because it give them an offensive capability that they don't get from the other lines. But more importantly, those guys can play defense.
Yeah.
And they're relying on them more and more as the season goes on.
Terry was asked after the game about the problem he'll have when Emelin comes back. He said, it's not a problem. I have 8 defensemen who can play in the NHL. And I think a lot of teams would love to have that problem. The thing is, the injury bug, this is a team, Pat, last season had hardly any injuries. This year, they've already lost Carey Price. Now you have Gallagher out with the broken fingers. You have Mitchell out with a lower body injury. Devontae Smith-Pelly's out with a lower body injury. Emelin's out. I guess there is a concern there.
Well, there is a concern. I mean, they're hoping that Smith-Pelly comes back. I'm not sure exactly what happened to him. I talked to him after the game Friday night in Long Island. He didn't seem to be hurting. He got 2 assists in that game. He finished the game. So I suspect that it's not something serious. And the coach said today there's a possibility he'll be back for the game on Long Island. If not, Bud Holloway, I'm sure, will be making his NHL debut. He's 27 years old, and it's late to be making an NHL debut, but he has played the last 4 years in Europe. He was a top prospect in Anaheim's organization before he bolted to Europe because he didn't think he was going to get a shot in the NHL. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets a chance to play.
Yeah, Holloway led the Swedish league in scoring a few years ago. He's got his real name is actually George Holloway III.
Yeah.
He said he got the name Bud from his babysitter when he was young. So it's a good chance we'll see him.
He's
in the
been
lineup.
the leading scorer in every team he's played on, and so it's, the guy has some offensive skills, and he could play. I have a feeling though that Alexander Semin may find himself on one of those top 2 lines again because he played really well tonight. He looked like he was involved. He played 11 minutes. But you had a feeling that he was trying hard out there.
He looked at, I think, maybe 2 call-ups from the AHL will do that to you. Maybe get him a little bit inspired. But as you said, Pat, 11 minutes of ice time, he looked good. The Canadiens will have a day off on Monday. I asked Michel Therrien, does that mean the coach gets a day off also? And he went, yes. So I think they're all looking forward to a day off, and they'll be back on the ice Wednesday night at Madison Square Garden against New York Rangers, and you'll be there, right, Pat?
I will be.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Good.